We're back with another portfolio critique. It's been a while since we've done one of these on the channel. Gotta shake off the rust, adjust the webcam, and maybe even do a few voice exercises. I'm excited. Excited to jump into the book of Hidayah, an aspiring art director / graphic designer that hails from the beautiful country of Singapore. I mean, have you seen that place? She's looking for portfolio advice to grasp that first job. She asked that I rip her portfolio apart. Say no more, Hidayah. I've got you. All right, first impression is it's clean, it's simple, it has these large project sections, which is basically the perfect combo for just easy, straightforward navigation, which is super important because most creative directors and recruiters that are reviewing your book will only spend about 5 minutes or less looking at your portfolio. So it's important that the work is as accessible as possible. So good start. So the first thing we're gonna crack into is King Seltzer. All right, so right from the jump, I'm already super digging this mark. It's giving me this royal yet approachable vibe with the details of the line-drawn chalice, juxtaposed with this simplified filled shape of a hand. And I think it really works. The project description does get a little bit lengthy for me. Again, remember that 5-minute speed date that your recruiter is having with your portfolio, and this would drastically cut into that time. My recommendation here is just to condense it down a little bit, let them focus on the actual design work, the stuff that you really want them to take in. All right. I love how deep you went into putting together the brand guidelines, from sizing to color to marketing materials. It seems super thought out, which is great. It just keeps going. Okay, it's like very, very thought out. But I'm not just here to tell you how great this branding section is, right? Like, this is a critique, though it's pretty great. So first off, I noticed that in a few instances, you show the logo on can with orange and blue instead of monochromatic, like you did up top. Up top, it was just the logo in orange and it was super clean. And I personally think this starts to cheapen your mark a little bit, to be honest. The one color version feels very purposeful and integrated, while the two color makes me feel like the chalice and hand were kind of pieced together a little bit. For example, seeing the outlines of the chalice handle ruins a little bit of the simplicity for me that creates these natural gaps when it's in single color. So just for shits and giggles, we're gonna color shift this in Photoshop real quick. Yeah, I don't know, it feels cleaner to me personally, but I'm all for standing by your creative, so if you love it as is, that's totally cool too. All right, next up, I would love to see the billboard push further into a unique campaign that is ownable to King Seltzer. And what I mean by that is that at the moment, this ad could be for any alcohol brand, right? Corona, for example. Try to show us what unwinding like a king actually looks like. What royal twist can you bring to this relaxing beach setting? Maybe you transform the general beach chair into a royal throne in the sand. Maybe you place your can smack dab in the middle of a royal sandcastle. Hell, you could even produce these luxury King Seltzer beach towels with little royal tassels adorning the corners. Just try to push it a little bit further. Make it ownable, have fun. Also, just a super quick tip brought to you by early Volkswagen ads, which is to feel free to axe the logo in the corner of your ad when it stands very prominently and large already on your product. Basically killing the redundancies, less is more. All right, and lastly, I really enjoy good old branded merch, but would love to see your chalice here look like the one in your logo. I think that would be rad. All right, but overall the mark and the branding are super strong, and I'm very impressed with how far you've blown it out. With just a little bit of fine tuning on visual consistency and creating more ownability for the brand in campaign and swag elements, I think this King Seltzer stuff could really rule. Get it? Because kings rule? Ah, hilarious. As it stands today, I would give King Seltzer an 8.5 out of 10. Let's go posters. Ooh! Nice. All right, let's just start with there is some awesome experimentation going on, especially on these floral posters. Beautiful composition, mix, use, and alteration of typography and color theory. These are extremely polished, and I love them. All right, the problem is they're so good that they actually make some of the other posters in this section feel a little weak in comparison. For that reason, and this might be a hot take, I would axe those other pieces and let this just be the plant poster section. I would blow them up, make them larger, maybe show them in rows of 2 instead of 3. That way the viewer can really see the texture and geek out on the details in these pieces. Let your poster shine, bold and proud. Your work is always judged by your weakest piece, so always think quality over quantity. Only show your best stuff. All right, so as a whole, I would give this section an 8 out of 10, but if this section was just these floral beauties, to me, this section would grow its score to a 10 out of 10. You heard it here first. Moving on. All right, going sideways. Set active. Advocating open conversation, continuous innovation, and true connection with customers, Set Active introduces its first ever CrossFit collection with a teaser ad. Get power, get set. Let's watch. Okay, 30-second teaser video filled with lots of great action shots, nice cuts, and good progression. But as beautiful as the video is, it's lacking something. The message, what's the takeaway? How are you connecting with your customers so that they want to make a purchase and buy this new line of product, right? I mean, we just watched a nicely shot workout at the gym, but in your description above, you mentioned that Set Active is a brand that advocates for open conversation, innovation, and connection. But that, what the brand stands for, was missing in this vid. I would have loved to see powerful messaging overlaid over parts of the video, or even an anthemic voiceover that gets me pumped and excited about the brand and their new CrossFit collection. Customers are more prone to buy brands that share their values, that stand for something. A huge reason why brands like Nike are super successful. Nike ads are rarely about their new products. They say something, they stand for something, they are culturally relevant. Try to take your thinking from, hey, this is our new line of products, to, hey, this is why you should buy our new line of products. Also, I would try and expand this out to a 360-degree campaign. One of other advertising activations that would make this launch a success. What does a hype poster within a gym look like? What does a series of social stories look like? An influencer kit for athletes? Continue to push and work out this idea to become bigger, become stronger. This will show recruiters that you think about a brand holistically instead of just a singular execution. I do think that there is some major potential for this one, but as it sits today, I would give this video a 6 out of 10. All right, let's check out your personal branding. The goal is to create a visual identity system that is minimal yet timeless, with a juxtaposition of eccentric secondary elements that express my individuality. Developing consistent branding is a challenge as my work is eclectic and I stand by different styles that can be polar opposites. Rad, clean, simple, love it. I can get a sense of you and your brand through the stylistic choices that you made. Vintage, cool, unique. And can we talk about the socks? People always include their logo on like a boring mug, but on a pair of socks, badass. I'm a fan. Yeah, honestly, I just really love this whole section in its entirety. I think it's one of the better personal branding sections I've seen in a minute. It does exactly what it is supposed to do. It tells me about you. It's unique, ownable, it's Hidayah. 9.5. All right, one more project for the sake of time before we hit the bio and give our all-encompassing overview. Beautiful presentation and way of laying out this UI UX design. It's super clean, it's modern, and it's super polished. And you're giving us everything. The interface, the purpose, the persona, the content flow and navigation, brand components like icons, fonts, and color palette, sign-up screen, onboarding screens, transaction screens, budget screens, stat screens, and the same, all in dark mode. And well, to be honest, it's a bit much. This section would eat the whole CED 5-minute review. Try making this a bit more bite-sized. 2 suggestions to do that. Either 1, create a 30-second video going through the navigation of your app, allowing your viewer to get a holistic view of the experience quickly, or just cut screens. For example, do we need to see the sign-up screen where someone enters their name, another screen where they type in their email, And another screen where they create their passcode? Do we need to see all 14 transactional, budget, and stat screens in dark mode that we already saw in light mode? I think that less might be more in this case. But love to see again how deep you went with this one. This shows me yet another capability that you have in your design arsenal. You're not just about print and branding, you're about digital too. We'll give Money Manager a design score of 8.5 out of 10. And I say design score specifically on many of these projects because they're more design focused than conceptual campaign focused work. I'll get more into that in a second. But lastly, let's end on the About Me section. The most underrated section in a portfolio in my opinion. Look, the work is great and all, and obviously vastly important. But the reviewer also wants to get to know you, the person behind the creativity, the person they're looking to bring in for an interview, the person who will ultimately be a player on their team. Hidayah Goh is a multidisciplinary creative native to graphic design and illustration based in Singapore. Her work is eclectic, from providing design solutions for clients to reinterpreting design as an art form defined by curiosity, exploration, and experimentation. An exquisite individual who is constantly learning new skills and currently pursuing digital communications to expand her expertise. All right, honesty bomb. Experimenting in different disciplines, the want to learn new things, and design capabilities are all things that can be said by any designer. It gives me a generic sense of what you do, but doesn't tell me who you are or what makes you stand out. Show more of your personality, show what makes you special, show your POV. Remember in the branding section with the socks? Be different, something that defines your approach or the creative that you want to be. Give the recruiters something to remember you by, so that you stay top of mind when decisions on who to bring in for an interview are being made. To wrap it all up in a nice overview bow, Hidayah, you're extremely talented. A very, very polished designer. I believe that your portfolio is job ready. Now, one thing that I should mention is it definitely skews graphic design. If you're looking to be an art director in particular, there is one major thing your portfolio still needs. More conceptual thinking, more big idea advertising work, more 360-degree campaigns brought to life through numerous ad mediums. You've got the design chops down. That's clear. Now it's time to shift your focus to the ideation side of the AD position. If you need some help coming up with ideas or need some campaign prompts or mini creative briefs, I really think my book Breaking into Art Direction can really help you out to build your portfolio to be even stronger. There's also some tips about building your personal brand and grasping that job that I know that you're seeking. If you're interested, please throw me an email with your address and I will try to get a free copy sent over to Singapore for you. Thank you for putting yourself out there and submitting your portfolio for critique. And thank you to everyone who watched all the way to the end. If you did, let me know in the comments below. And if you, yes you, are interested in having your own portfolio reviewed, feel free to send me an email over on the contact form at opendoorcreative.com. Love to see what you got. Until the next one, bye.